Welcome to the Emerging Lawyer series at the Coffee Conversation Show, powered by the Emerging India Forum TIF and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is Law Meets Strategy Inside the Legal Marketing. We have with us Shubham Malhotra, founder, LawStrings Management. From his early days at EY to leading strategy for top law firms, Shubham's career has been anything but conventional. Recognized by Forbes Legal Power List as one of the top law firm management consultants in India, he brings a rare blend of legal understanding, digital savvy, and entrepreneurial acumen. In this candid chat, we uncover the person behind the strategy, the lessons, the grind, the mindset, and the passion driving legal business innovation. So, welcome, Shubham, to today's coffee conversation.
Thank you, Mr. Virani, for having me.
So let me explain you. There are three rounds: professional journey, personal journey, and a surprise rapid fire where you will be in the hot seat.
Okay.
And you have to be witty, fun, and quick, and you'll get your gift: niche marketing.
Oh, all right. Okay. This
Yeah,
nice.
which will be autographed and sent to you.
All right.
Okay. So, friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani, host at Coffee Conversation, legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. We help law firms, corporate legal, startup SMEs with world-class technology, software licensing, and tech training solutions. So, my first question, Shubham, you have transitioned from assurance at EY to founding your own legal consulting firm. What sparked that leap? My first question. And then, what is the story behind your consulting firm, Law Strings Management?
Yes, as you correctly mentioned, I started my journey with ENY. I used to work in the forensics department where we used to handle all the matters related to forensic investigation. So law firm management, legal marketing wasn't a planned thing. I would say rather a leap of faith, and also the right opportunity came to me at the right time. I knew somebody at that time who shared this opportunity with me to join their firm as a consultant. And I was a little skeptical about the field because back then I had never even heard about what is actually law firm management, what is the career all about. I still remember when first time I was introduced and I had an opportunity to join something. Uh, a lot of questions were in my head, like, leaving a brand like ENY and joining something which I was very skeptical whether this even has a career. Is this even a career? So then I remember going on LinkedIn, checking out a lot of profiles. People who were working in top tier law firms, not only in India but foreign. I used to ask some random questions. Few were very supportive enough to answer my doubts as well. Then within my circle, I knew few people who were actually working in this field. When I got to learn about the field, I thought, okay, let's take a leap of faith. Why not? Because I always had an inclination towards business, marketing. I come from a family which has done business, has seen business in entire life. So I was planning more of doing something related to marketing, business side of law. That was intriguing for me. And yeah, I took a leap of faith, and here we are today in 2025. Started my own legal marketing consulting, you can say.
So, what is the story behind your company, your firm, Law
Law
Strings
Strings.
Management?
So LawStrings, last year when I left the job, I was very much sure about one thing, that I don't want to work for anybody else. I just want to work for myself. That was the time I was planning what I need to do. Uh, Law for management, business development has been my forte, have been doing for the firms. Then there was one major gap which I saw at that time. That was technically, there are different players in the market who provide different kind of services. Some are good at branding and HR, some are good at PR, some are good at on the tech side of it, let's say website development, social media, all those things. Some are good with SEO. So after working with almost 100 plus law firms, consulting them, and then also working at one of the leading law firms as a in-house business development manager, where I used to handle all the international business development side. So I understood one thing: there is a lot which law firms are not aware about, and which can be created as a product and a service, which can be helpful for a lot of emerging firms. We have been seeing a trend where a lot of law firm partners are moving out, starting their own practice, and absolutely, they are the best in their job. But when it comes to how to create a perception, how to create visibility, how to create a business development plan for the long run. So that was one thing which I have seen a lot of law firms would need help. So what I technically did, I combined all the services and created one entity, which will help you with everything, be it on the management side, be it on the business development side. So that was the thought behind it. Yes.
Wow.
And I met the right people at
Okay.
the right time, I think.
So let's dive deep in conversation. How do you balance legal knowledge with business strategy when advising law firms?
So I think being a law graduate is a blessing for me because I understand the pain points of a lawyer. I understand the functionality in and out. I've worked with multiple law firms, multiple lawyers, even during my internship. Since my internship days, I still remember I did 3 year law and I did 10 internships in that 3 year. Just out of curiosity, I've always been a little curious about learning certain things. That gave me an opportunity to see multiple sides. So I never restricted myself only to corporate law firm or litigation law firm. I did work with PSU, in-house, uh,
Mm.
even startups. So I think that combined with my consulting experience and then my in-house experience. So I understand the pain point of a lawyer, where what exactly they're looking for. That helps
Mm.
me understand a pain point, and my marketing side of it, my business development side of it creates a solution for that problem. So I think that's how I'm able to balance it uh, right now.
Wow. So, Shubham, how do you evaluate the ROI of branding and SEO for law firms? Any metrics you follow?
For branding, I would say that technically speaking, when you talk about branding, there is no specific ROI. I could be wrong, but this is my opinion. But now, when we are talking about branding, it's branding also has multiple aspect to it. Whether you are focusing on rankings and submissions, the biggest ROI is whether you are getting ranked or not. Then, when you talk about PR, how the PR campaign, if a PR campaign is designed on a specific area, then how much impressions you are getting, what was the visibility, how much visibility you have gone through. That is kind of a metric for branding, you see. SEO, it's very simple. If you're targeting certain keywords, if you are being ranked on those keywords in the top 10 results of Google, that's in itself that something is being done right. Then obviously the next step, the idea of being ranked and showcasing a visibility is to generate leads. So the biggest metric, which is not hidden from anybody, is whether your initiatives are able to generate leads for you. So be it branding or SEO, and it has to be a combined effort. I always say that everything goes hand in hand. If you only focus on branding, not on the business development side, then the branding becomes useless. So everything has to be hand in hand.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. So, when a law firm approaches you for different strategies like building image for the law firm and then for the partners, so what are the first steps you do with the management of that law firm?
If somebody is looking for a brand perception, that we call it like having a brand perception, be it of an individual or a law firm, the first and the foremost question which I always ask is what is the core area you want to target and how you want to be perceived as. So that is one of the initial steps we understand, and basis that uh, we do our research, and from our knowledge, what are the steps available, what are the initiatives which can be done, then we plan accordingly. So understanding what exactly how you want to be branded, whether you want to be branded as a full service law firm, or if I talk about law firms specifically, or you want to be branded as a niche law firm targeting a practice, a specific area. There are law firms only focusing on sports, only on gaming, data protection, white collar crimes. Those are my favorite ones when a law firm is focusing on a niche area, because I think personally, maybe I'm little inclined towards that. But when you are focusing on a niche, you have a clarity, and
Yeah.
it opens up a lot of channels which sometimes we are also not aware of. that how to target a particular sector. It's not limited to one thing, but a lot of initiatives are opening up. I recently, this reminds me, I recently had a meeting with one of the lawyers who is focusing on surrogacy law. So, like, I wasn't very much aware of that field technically. Like, are
Yeah.
there any laws related to that? That was my first question, which I asked. So, but now that opened my eyes, like, it's a big market. It's maybe it's emerging in India, but it's a big market in the international jurisdiction. So yeah, I have an inclination towards niche. If we understand a niche, what is the objective you want to create? How you want, if I am Shubham Malhotra, how I want the world to know when they hear my name, Shubham Malhotra. That's the major focus whenever we are developing any branding strategy.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Okay, let's go memory on lane. What's one client success story that still stands out in your journey?
One client success story. I think there are, everybody has their own success story. I still remember for one of our clients. Technically, we both started our journey at the same time, and I see she was also alone when she started, and I remember from the branding perspective, there were certain initiatives we did. She also got into a very smart strategic partnership with someone like some international law firm as well, and then she has opened up new initiatives on the on like when she is now also focusing more on personal brand on the business development side, SEO, social media, branding, everything is combined. And today I see the firm doing amazing work
Mm.
in one of the practice areas which they focus upon. And team has grown also from, I think, now 15 plus the team members. So, and it's not, I think, hardly a year has happened. So I think, yeah, that is one of the story which I'm reminded of when you ask me that.
Wow. So, how does a day look for Shubham?
How does a day look for me? Uh, the good part is I don't know how a day looks for me because every day is different. I plan something, some different things are happening the entire day. But how I have to be very brief about it. I like to start my morning early, start with some exercises, yoga, meditation, and then just get on to the work. The biggest challenge I'm facing right now is to have a cutout time. I don't know when to stop, which has been a biggest pain point for me, my wife, and my family now, and my dog also, I suppose. So that's something which I'm trying to plan how to do it. But usually, I'm trying to have a cutout time, whatever, and evening have a game of, let's say, pickleball or box cricket, some game, and just want to end my day like that with
Wow.
zero energy left.
So, how is technology and AI impacting for law firm management for legal branding in India?
Technology, AI, I think it has made convenient a lot of service area, I would say. Uh, like content, when you are creating a content strategy or be it even designing part of it, a lot of tools are there in the market, even on the business development side now, which assist us in implementing certain strategies in a time effective manner. Now maybe earlier, if I would have required 5 people for a job for a particular initiative, now even one is enough for me. So at least from the business development side of it, it's very fruitful. From the law firm perspective, I'm not the best person to comment on that, but it has made their life also easy. Be it the research part of it, be it the drafting part of it. Firms are coming up with their own tools, which so yeah, I think a lot of
Wow.
changes we will be seeing in the coming future.
Wow. So, getting recognized or winning the Forbes Legal Power List as one of the top law firm management consultant. Uh, how was the experience and how did it help in your career?
I'm not very much inclined towards the accolades and awards. I know coming from somebody who help people in the branding part of it. But I think, yeah, third party validations are always helpful, I guess. It's not you who is saying that, okay, you're good at your job, but somebody else saying, okay, yeah, I think these people are also doing some good job because of which they are recognizing. Forbes in itself is a big name when it attached to your profile. So I wouldn't say major change, but I would say yeah, it helps in the branding part of it. That's it, I think. Yes. And it gives you some satisfaction also. Maybe your family members, your friends. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, what are the biggest branding mistakes law firms make today, and how do you help correct them?
Branding mistakes. One common thing which I have witnessed, and I always advise my clients also, whenever somebody's starting a law firm, or maybe they have started a law firm, it's been a few months or years in the market. Um, as a lawyer, and I understand where it comes from also, but as a lawyer, people are like, initial years, be it anybody, be a lawyer or any other profession, initially you don't choose work, work chooses you. That is a kind of situation which happens. Because of that, sometimes law firms get distracted from a fact which is their core area. Now they are positioning themselves as they're doing everything. So when you start doing that, and technically, but your core area is very different. When you start portraying yourself as a full service law firm, let's say, but internally your core areas are specific to two, three, or four uh, practice areas. I usually suggest at that time, it's better to have a niche. Like I said, my inclination towards better to have a niche, be recognized for something which is either emerging or maybe it's traditional, but you should have a niche and brand yourself accordingly. Other work is like complementary, whichever will come from that original work. That is how you upsell it. But a firm or an individual, if it's a firm, if it's a you have few niche areas, that's great. If you want to be full service law firm, within that also pick the core practice area, and then divide, if you have multiple team members, divide how you will create a brand perception, which are the individuals for which practice area, so that it gives clarity in the eyes of your target audience also. Like, okay, these for this particular thing, this is the expert. So that
Right.
clarity, I think, is sometimes missing in few law firms, but yeah.
Oh, beautiful. So, Shubham, who has influenced you professionally and personally, and what were the learnings?
Influence in which sense? I have been influenced by a lot of people.
So, you go on. It's done in two parts, professionally and personally.
I think in if I have to say whom influenced, I think it comes from my biggest influence for like professionally. If I say the start something of my own, my father has been my biggest influence, because whenever I used to have a doubt, how would I do it? That monthly message of crediting the amount is not coming now. Everything is in debit, nothing is in credit. So I think my biggest influence has been my father, my parents, and my wife. Like, you'll do it. Don't worry on that. This is the journey. Choose your journey. He used to tell his stories back then, how he used to manage certain things when he started his business. I think one of the biggest influence professionally, I think, yeah, my family, my wife has been the biggest influence to do something of it. They gave me the liberty, they trusted me, and yeah,
Wow.
still trying to manage things. I haven't even done 10% or achieved 10% or 5% of what I intend to, but yeah, I think family is the biggest influence.
Beautiful. Wow. So, let's go to your interest uh, in pickleball game. I'm dividing yeah, two, three questions. What got you interested in pickleball game? And then, after playing that game, you went on to start Pickleball Premier League for lawyers. How has the journey been? My fourth
Pickleball.
question. How have the lawyers uh, taken to this game, and you being, what do you say, an innovator to start Premier League?
Okay. Okay, I'll try to cover all the aspects. First, how I got to introduce pickleball. So I have always been into sports. Like cricket has been my sport since childhood. Being captain of my school cricket team, academy team. Then I also ran a local team for a lot of like multiple, almost 10 plus years. Then there was a stage when I didn't wanted to play more. First because of the time it used to take. uh, so I was just searching for a new sport which I can play in the evening, which is quick, which is of small format, something like that. Some maybe a racket sport. Never played a racket sport. I just got introduced to pickleball. It was a new game. I think I thought it's a easier version of all the other games where you need a lot of speed and other things. So that's all. Just out of fun, I started playing pickleball with one of my friend, and then apparently we had a big group who used to play pickleball. It gave me an opportunity to learn the game. Almost a
Mm.
year I have played the game. Then apparently we started nominating ourselves into certain tournaments. I remember I played one tournament which was specifically to lawyers. It was a small tournament where individual lawyers came, and so I participated just out of curiosity. Let's see how it would be. And then apparently I won the gold in mixed double category with one of my team members. So at that time, I had this idea, what if we create kind of a league or something dedicatedly for lawyers? That was also a lawyers event, but at a larger scale, how we can do this. So I wanted to start a vertical. Answering your question, how the LPPL, Law String Pickleball Premier League came into play, I wanted to start a vertical under Law Strings, uh, but not the traditional events or networking kind. Something new, something which is fresh, uh, something which doesn't include drinks. So what could that be? So I thought, okay, I think maybe sports, and I have an inclination towards sports.
Yeah.
So that's how the idea came up. Then I had discussed this idea with Sachin Puri sir. He's the current vice president of Delhi High Court Bar Association, and
Mm.
he's also an individual who loves sports and very supportive of everything. So there's another team member of mine, Divyangana Malik. She's a Supreme Court lawyer. So I discussed this with her. So that's how he said, go on, you have my support. You just plan how you want to plan. Then we do a lot of brainstorming, how the league should be, how it should look like. And yeah, then it happened. Now, answering your last part of the question, I think this is how the legal fraternity took the game.
Yes.
So I still remember when I used to meet all the senior advocates, senior lawyers, and explain them this is what we are planning, this is how we are planning. First, they used to laugh when I used to pronounce the name pickleball. So they used to think this is something related to pickle, which apparently isn't. So the first image is created. This is what a funny game you are introducing to the legal fraternity. Such a serious profession kind of stuff. But touch wood, by God's grace, even all the franchisee owners, they were not aware of the game. They searched. I used to explain them, show some videos. This is how it is played. They were supportive enough, and they showed the love and support, and said, "No, no, we'll definitely be part of this initiative." And then by God's grace, everything happened in a very positive manner. We got interviewed by pickleball.com, one of the very leading pickleball organization in USA. Then Times Now even did the entire media coverage of the event. Then Indian Pickleball Association came into as a partner. Uh, Technically the recognized body by the Ministry of Sports. So a lot of things connected, and I think everybody enjoyed the game. The feedback which I have got so far, nothing negative. Obviously, there's a scope for improvement, but all the lawyers have been very loving. Uh, they have appreciated, they loved the experience, and yeah, we are planning it at a bigger scale now.
Wow. So any plans for Mumbai?
Maybe yes. I've got a lot of requests from Bombay and Bangalore.
Mhm. Yeah, two happening cities for
Yes,
sports.
yes. This is
Good.
definitely in our radar.
No. So my last question, what advice would you give to young lawyers wanting to take the leap for legal entrepreneurship, forming their own law firms,
Forming
or
the
like you took a leap of having your own consulting firm?
I would always suggest if any law students ask for an advice, I always say the formative years work with somebody. Uh, don't go after a brand or something. Like it's definitely a good thing to have a brand if you have this intent that I have to start something of my own. Work with somebody, understand the dynamics because it gives you a lot of learning, how things function, how different people function, how different organizations function. Uh,
Mm.
Work with multiple individuals, network, build your own network, and always go with an intent to learn. Don't think, even if you know something, then also behave like a student your entire life. Even if you are the expert in a particular field and you're talking to somebody related to that topic, just listen like a student because you don't know from where what you will learn. Have a learning attitude, and gradually things will happen on their own, and you just have to take the right decision at the right time.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
So let's go to next round and understand Shubham as a person. You have briefly talked about your family, but we need to know more. Tell us about your family and your formative years.
Family in.
Your family and your formative growing years.
Okay, so I'm based out of Delhi. Been born and brought up in Delhi. My mom, dad, they both have been into business since beginning. Mom used to have a different business. Dad used to then they collaborated and their own business the entire life. Well, always, I wouldn't say that I was very great at studies, but I was average in studies, but a lot of focus on other things, the creative side, be it sports, music, something like that. Graduation also less of study, more of creative things like band. I used to have a music band. I was talking to you before this interview that that is also one of my plan to have maybe some lawyers band. I don't know, just putting out in the universe. Maybe one day it will come.
Why
So
not? I'll get you connected with Mohammed Saqib.
perfect,
So a
perfect.
young guy, younger than you, and he has
Okay.
his own band.
Wow, amazing, amazing.
They go for performances on weekends,
Yeah.
and family have also attended his shows.
Oh wow, wow. That is one of my plan. And I was recently very much influenced. Last year I traveled to Vietnam. So there was one cafe. So the hotel in which we were staying. So one of the managers, he became a good friend, and he took us to a party at night, and a very secret party, like a secret pub or something. And the DJ who was playing there, he was the owner of three, four clubs in that area, Danang, where I was staying at that time. So, like a big shot kind of guy. But he used to come at night and play in one of the clubs because that was a
Mhm.
creative, just to feed his creativity and the creative desire.
Mm.
I got very much influenced with that person. You know, it's not about you have a separate business, that's a separate thing altogether. But sometimes there's a creative side of yours which is looking for something more, something more. You know, it's
Yes.
beautifully said. You do your work to feed your stomach, you do certain things to feed your heart. So that
Wow, beautiful.
that has always, like, that incident has stayed with me. And I used to think, what people would think if I started a music band, what this guy is doing, a founder of a business development consulting is running a music band. So that kind of things pops up when you're thinking. But after that incident, I have been so pumped up. No, no, it's my life. I'll do certain things my way. So yeah, coming back to your question, the formative year has been more, always more on the creative side. And yes, that has been.
Wow. So let's go to your days at Amity University. What are your memories, experiences, and how did it help in shaping where you're now?
So Amity has technically shaped my entire life because I met my wife in Amity.
Wow.
Yes,
Okay, credits to
as
Amity.
they say, na, if what is that saying that the couples are made in heaven, then Amity
Yes.
is our heaven for that. So yeah, on the personal side, it has Amity is a very it has a special place in my heart. Like I met my wife there, and on the learning side, it was a different world altogether, I would say. Like and doing my second grad, that too in law, used to focus. I was a class representative for the entire 3 years. Used to fight with teachers, for my class and all those things. But Amity has been great. Still connected with a lot of teachers. I still keep going on different events which are being done by Amity, or maybe different universities where my teachers. There's always love and support which I get from them, and yeah, a lot of internships because of that support also. Uh, where they supported me to learn. I did a lot of moot courts. I used to do. I used to argue. I like that rush. Like, if not the corporate, I would have definitely chosen the litigation side of it. But I thought, no, I don't want to do litigation after I completed my graduation. So still connected with my lot of teachers. We have dinners together. Even like teachers, they have also moved on. Now they are not into teaching. One of my very close teacher, he's now a public prosecutor in CBI. So yeah, Amity is special. Will always be special.
Wow, beautiful. So, what's one family tradition or ritual that keeps you grounded no matter how busy life gets?
Tradition, ritual. I think family in itself is something which will keep you grounded.
Yes.
That day I got Forbes recognition, I still remember. The next day I was being scolded by my dad for not paying some bills. So I think family is is a beautiful thing in itself. You don't need, we don't have any specific tradition or ritual, I would say, but my family itself, they keep me grounded no matter
Mm.
when there were a lot of press releases, media coverage of the event, Times Now publishing, the brainchild of Shubham Malhotra, first ever league in India for lawyers. When US publication is publishing something, here I am being scolded for bills, for not filling up the water bottles, for not taking my dog for a walk. So I think family in itself keeps me grounded the entire day.
Oh, beautiful. So, if your friends were to describe you in three words, what would it be?
uh, who would describe me? My
Your
friend.
friends to describe you in three words.
Mm, stubborn, caring, and always supporting everyone. Yeah.
Beautiful. So, Shubham, suppose you have 1 week away from the gadgets. So, what would you do and why?
I do trekking. I do that. That is my ritual since many years now.
Mhm.
I go for trekking where there are no networks, nothing. The best moments I have. What happens when you trek, there are moments when you're walking for a few days. Your mind is like blank. It's blank,
Oh.
no thoughts. And I crave for that feeling. So trekking is something which I always prefer.
So, what are your plans for 2025 for trekking? Where you want to go?
Still yet to decide. Like, we need to figure out which place. Yeah.
Wow, I'll check in by 31st December 2025.
Okay. Before
So,
that,
what are
you.
your plans? Sorry?
I was just saying that usually, like, the end of the year is more when the entire world is shut down. So instead of, like, I prefer more of trekking rather than parties in.
No, no, no. I said I'll check in with you because now
Oh,
me,
perfect.
yeah, 6 months a day, 6 to 7 months a day.
Yes.
So I've got a list for coffee speakers to check in for their plans for
Okay.
2025.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay. Uh, so uh, that was your trekking plan. Let's go
Yes.
to this plan of what are your plans professionally and personally for 2025?
Professionally and personally. Personally, uh, I'm trying to figure out more. Like I mentioned about the cutout time or something, like I'm trying to figure out uh, to plan my day in a much better way. That is personal thing, some few things related to health, I need to like do sport, like I mentioned. Surfing, I want to learn. That is in my bucket list. Planning to learn that in this year itself. And then skiing is something, maybe, but that will happen in 2026, Feb, March. These are two things which I'm planning on the personal front. Professionally, uh, like we have started this new vertical. This is one of how to make it big, how to add more creativity to it, and there are a few more things which are lined up. in this event section only, and then how to now grow law strings to another level. By God's grace, in last 1 year, we have reached at a certain point. Now the idea is to uh, get bigger, and how we can think of adding more value to our clients, existing clients and future clients. So that's the plan.
Wow. So my last one is a googly one. Describe Shubham in one line.
Describe Shubham in one line. Shubham is somebody who is very curious. He sometimes he doesn't have any plans, but it's curiosity. He's a curious kid who wants to know everything.
Wow, beautiful. So let's go to the next round and put you in the hot seat. Your go-to comfort food.
I don't know if you heard about this Tossin pizza outlets. So the Tossin has one very specific pizza I like, which is their signature piri piri veg pizza. That is my go-to food. I don't know why, but whenever my mood is upset or something like that, he makes me happy.
Wow. Your favorite color.
Black.
Favorite restaurant in Delhi.
Favorite restaurant in Delhi. I like a lot of uh, so this one South Indian outlet I like that Juggernaut.
Wow. A mantra you live by.
Mm, always be respectful for everyone, and uh, don't do anything which breaks anybody's trust. Like,
Beautiful. Are you a early bird person or a night owl?
I prefer early bird, but due to I don't know why, but I end up being a night owl. But my preference is being early bird always.
Wow. Uh, a professional uh, you look up to.
A professional. Can be in any field or maybe in the same
Yeah, yeah.
field.
Any field. Yeah, yeah. Any field.
Different like people are very off topic, but like Veer Das is somebody I look up for. The kind of humor he has and how he has built. Shah Rukh Khan, like in the creative side, how he has combined his creativity with the business. So Naval Ravikant is somebody whom I'm very influenced. One of the greatest personalities I think on this earth. So yeah, these are few personalities.
Wow. A city you would love to live in.
I think I'm happy with Noida,
Okay.
but
Tea or coffee? Oh,
Goa would be the one.
see,
Yes.
I know. Tea or coffee? What's powering you?
Sorry,
Tea or coffee? What's powering you?
depends on mood. I'm both a tea and a coffee person. Yes,
Okay.
tea if made by my wife. Yes. Cheers to that.
So you did well, and here's your book, Niche Marketing. So, friends, it was a lovely conversation with Shubham, who followed his calling, passion, and helping law firms, legal professionals for legal branding, law firm management. So, connect with him and be part of his pickleball, a Premier League for lawyers. His details will be there, and whenever the tournament is there, go participate and meet Shubham and all other lawyers. So it's bonding over pickleball. And like you said, uh, feed your stomach, feed your creativity. So he's following both things, and we are very happy. Uh, so this is what our coffee speakers bring to the table from their personal, professional journey insights. Subscribe to the Coffee Corner Show, where there are 500 coffee speakers from different fields. If you want to be featured like Shubham, visit our website, the Emerging India Forum or LinkedIn page, or connect with the 500 coffee speakers. They would put in a word and invite you to coffee conversations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Virani. Thank you for having me. And I definitely look forward to having you in the next pickleball tournament as well.